This is Snicked. Today is Monday, September 15th, and the update for Royal Revolt 2 is now live. So the update is live across every platform, whether you're iOS, Android, or a Windows user. So you should be able to go out to the App Store, Google Play, or what have you, and access the update. I actually had to turn off my iPad and then turn it back on for the update to kick in for whatever reason. So give that a shot. But the update should be available, and it does sometimes take a little time for the update to propagate across the entire globe. It's just a function of the time it takes information to travel, etc. A lot of moving parts there, but it should generally be available for everybody. And I'm speaking right now at about 8 a.m. Eastern time. So the update is out there and is live. And from the initial comments that are coming in, it looks really, really cool. It's really, really exciting to see. So I have yet to really get into it. Just woke up a little bit ago and am going to dive in right now. So this is the first video covering the update, and we're just going to go through and tour it together because I haven't seen a whole lot of it, and so let's dig right in. So I'm just going to note a few things as they come in, and I am planning on doing a kind of a let's play or a playthrough series of the single player campaign. So there are actually 70 dungeons. So that's a ton of content in the single player campaign. I was thinking it might be like 20 or something like that, but 70 different levels that are underneath your castle. So that's going to be an immense amount of content to work through. It's definitely not something anybody's going to be able to do in a few hours or a day or something like that. So Flare wasn't kidding when they said that this was going to be the biggest update of Royal Revolt 2 and is really almost the equivalent of a new game in and of itself. So really exciting to see that. I could be disappointed. You could be disappointed. We'll have to see how everything works out. But it does seem like they definitely delivered on their promise. And all of the recent kind of frustrations with some of the updates and things like that maybe were worth it in the end, because if development resources were being allocated toward this update, then I'm feeling pretty good about that right about now. So here we are. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and start, and I'm just going to look at a variety of different things, and we'll see what's updated, what's not updated, etc. So the first thing you'll notice here in the upper left corner, I do have a full treasure chamber coming into the update, so 12 million gold, and that's a great place to start. You will notice here that it is not possible to update the treasure chamber, so we're still capped out at 12 million at level 12. We click on the gold bar, you'll notice here it still says 12 million, but it's interesting because it shows how long the current gold shield is, and it shows how much gold is protected. So you notice with my gold shield, this was a 7-day gold shield that I put on a couple of days ago. So I'm not going to be able to demonstrate the single day or the daily gold shield mechanic for, and I'm sorry, I keep saying daily. It's not daily. I'm not going to be able to demonstrate the free gold shield mechanic for a few days. But anyway, you'll notice here that it does say protected 12 million, so it's 100% protected. Now you recall that Flare has said that the free gold shield mechanic would cover a portion of your gold, or would set a portion of your gold aside. And it's also something that kicks in after you're raided, which is a little bit like some other games that are out there. So once you're raided by one person, a gold shield will kick in to preserve some of your gold, which is already kind of similar because the amount of gold that someone can raid from you does decrease drastically after, a first individual hits a huge cache of gold that you've built up. Excuse me. So there's a little bit of a gold shield that's already in place, but this actually shows you and makes completely transparent how much gold is protected. So that's really cool to see. So we have that, and you'll notice down here, protect gold. There's a 3-hour gold shield. And then you can buy a 3-hour gold shield. So there's a 3-hour gold shield that's free. There's a 3-hour gold shield you can purchase for 20 gems. So that's a lot cheaper. Not a lot cheaper, but that's cheaper than the 1-day gold shield, which is 45 gems. And then, of course, we had a 3-day gold shield, which is 180 gems. And then a 7-day gold shield, which is 995 gems. So the original gold shields are the same. But looking over here, again, we have a free gold shield which lasts for 3 hours. I'm not sure once you activate that, how long it takes for that to replenish. It could be that it's only available for 1 day, but it does give you a nice cushion where you can sit down in 1 or 2 sittings and grind out some gold with your gold being safe. So you should be able to do that at least one time of day if you want to. It's hard to generate 8 million gold or 10 million gold or something like that in a 3-hour time frame. We'll have to see how everything else in the game is working out. But presumably this is available once per day, which will be awesome to see. And if you want to protect your gold for 6 hours, you can do that. I'm not sure how long the cooldown is on this other 3-hour gold shield, the one that you pay 20 gems for, but you could use the free gold shield and then back to back line that up with the 3-hour gold shield that you pay 20 gems for in order to create a 6-hour gold shield. And if you're actively playing maybe in 2 or 3 settings, you should be able to bang out a high level upgrade with that. And so that's really good to see, and that's going to make accumulating gold much easier. All right, so that's the gold, the treasure chamber. Going into the wizard's tower here. Hammer strike, toxic cloud, stun, heal, blizzard, shield. Let's see, level 5, blade storm, and sonic blast. So all of the high-level spells, there are some spells down here that I still haven't upgraded entirely, so there could be some updates there. It's definitely a possibility as Flare works to buff and nerf different things and balance the game out. But you'll notice that Heal, Blade Storm, and Sonic Blast are all still capped at their respective levels. So Heal is still capped at level 12, Blade Storm at level 7, and Sonic Blast at level 6, and it looks like all of the stats on them are the exact same as they were before. So there has been no update to the high-level spells, at least, or the spells that are prevalently used at the high level. And as you'll note here in the bottom, there is no way to upgrade the Wizard Tower. So the Wizard Tower is still at level 10. Moving to the Throne Room, there is no way to upgrade the Throne Room. Excuse me. So Throne Room is still at level 9. We go in here under the inventory, and it doesn't look like anything is different. All the colors are the same. Going into the inventory screen, everything looks pretty much the same. There aren't any differences there. Don't know if there are any new Facebook poses. We'll see about that. But that's it for the Throne Room. Moving over to the Troop Academy. No way to upgrade the Troop Academy. So the Troop Academy is still maxed out at level 10. Let's see. Knights. These guys look a little different in appearance. That's kind of interesting. Oh, look at that. There he is. Oh, they are different. All right, so the animations on the troops are a little bit different. It looks a little grainier. Actually doesn't look quite as refined as it did. But anyway, you'll notice that there's no way to upgrade the Knight anymore. The Paladin. Here's the Ogre. To unlock, get 3 crowns in the next dungeon, Behemoth Chamber. So the Ogre starts out at 105 blunt with 3,300 health. Now recall that up until this point, that's level 1. All right, I'm skipping past all these other guys, but 3,230 is the amount of health for a mortar at max level. The Ogre has 3,300 at level 1. Well, maybe level 1. It may be the only level, but still has more than the most tankiest, we'll say, troop type in the game up until this point. So the Ogre is definitely going to be a tank, as a lot of people have speculated. And you have to get a full victory or 3 crowns in a level in the dungeon in order to unlock the Ogre. Now, a Behemoth is a large, hulking, massive kind of creature, which of course an Ogre is. And so it sounds like, of course, you have to beat the Behemoth, that is to say, the Ogre in the dungeon or in the single-player campaign in order to unlock him. So you have to beat him in order to make him your friend and then be able to use him. So we're going to get on that, and I'll cover that in a video coming up. But anyway, I'll cover the monsters as well in a future update. So the Froster, same level, level 8. There's the Gargoyle, the Grotesque Grotto. A grotto, of course, being a cave, which is a place that gargoyles like to hang out. 600 blunt damage. Oh my gosh. And weak to ice, resisted to piercing. Kind of got a range. So this is a ranged troop. It's not a melee troop. So it looks like he's probably throwing bombs. So you can see there in the animation. And he has a health of 700, which is weaker than everything. Even weaker than the Knight at 870. So the Gargoyle is going to be really weak. Excuse me, but does have a range. Actually has a range that's similar to the Snake Tower, 3.5, and a health of 700. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic. Cannon level 6, Pyromancer level 6, all the same. So it looks like everything that was in the game is still the same. Mummy, the Crypt of the Living Dead. So in order to unlock the Mummy, we have to get through that dungeon level. And Mummy has 3,600 health, which is even stronger than the Ogre, which was 3,300. So 3,600 deals out poison damage, 185. So that's going to be interesting because a lot of people are coming into this update without any kind of poison gear. So it could be that that entire level is going to be filled with minions of the Mummy, creatures of the Mummy that you have to deal with. And so you might want to look at upgrading your poison blunt, and then of course he's blunt over here as well. So I'll be interested to see what the werewolf does. So it looks like there are 4 monsters in total: the ogre, gargoyle, mummy, as you can see here, weak to fire, resistant to poison, and then of course the werewolf coming up. So the R blaster is the same. Here's the werewolf. So shapeshifter hollow, shapeshifter being an alternate word for a werewolf. And let's go. 121 normal damage. So he has normal damage. And 3,250. So incredibly strong as well. He's 50% resistant to fire, 75% resistant or weak to ice, and 25% weak to poison. Not exactly what I expected there. He's definitely a melee creature. It says werewolf's high agility enables it to jump over barricades. So he's going to be able to run way far ahead, way out ahead into the base if we want him to. More to come on that in a dedicated monster video. And then, of course, mortars are last. More coming soon. So no updates to spells and no updates to troops other than the addition of the 4 new monsters: the ogre, the gargoyle, the werewolf, and the mummy. Alright, let's see. We'll click on the... Probably nothing really going on here. Nope. Nothing new in terms of leagues, at least by all appearances. Taverns may be upgraded. Farms may be able to be upgraded further. I actually haven't upgraded either one of those entirely. Inventor's Workshop cannot be upgraded any further. And let's see. Firebolt Tower, Snake Tower, Skull Tower. All towers are still, no new towers, but all towers are still capped out at their present levels. Castle Guard. Yeah, my waves are still pretty low. You'll notice the animation's, again, a little grainier here. It may be just the resolution for me, but it looks a little weaker. Maybe something they refine as they go on. So, Castle Guard, the silo. Now, something interesting here. This says create space in your silo to expand it because I have 800 food right now. But I do want to point out, A, you cannot upgrade the silo any further. So it's still at 800 food at level 13. But speaking of which, it is possible, it looks like, to still use Facebook food. You go over here, you see like us on Facebook, connect with Facebook connected. So I haven't done it myself, but it's possible that the Facebook food mechanic has not been removed yet. We'll see how that works out. Going down here into my base, it doesn't look like any kind of animations or anything have been changed. Okay, here's a level 9 Firebolt Tower. You can see it can't be upgraded any further. So it doesn't look like any additional upgrades to the towers, blockades, maybe defensive structures. I don't know. Let's check on that real quick. I want to see... Put this away, and now we'll click here. Okay, so spikes, piercing 86, health 1630, barricades, blockades. This all looks more or less the same. Although spike build new, piercing 1000, and then this is piercing 86, 1630. Not sure if that's just reflecting a... Well, that's interesting. So if you go in here to build a new set of spikes, the piercing is 50 and the health is set at 1000. But out here, you'll notice it says if you select spikes, piercing is at 86 and it's 1630. So I'm wondering if spikes were buffed. That's a possibility. Barricades, let's see, 1600. Although it says 2760 here. 1600, and you'll notice that I don't have a barricade that's 2760, and so it's not defaulting to one of my barricades that I have in my inventory. But it says 1600 here, but then you come out here and it says 2760. And probably same for blockades, 4320. And here it says 2500. So I have no idea what's going on there. Anyway, let's put that blockade back where it was. More to come on that. It's possible that there was some kind of a buff to the traps or something like that. We'll get into that again in a future video as well. And then finally, a couple things. Castle Gate, level 12. And let's see, 50,800. Towers are the same at 16. Barricades and traps the same at 11. Path length, unfortunately, the same at 27. Damage is still the same. So everything the same for the Castle Gate. The Castle Gate, unfortunately, cannot be upgraded. And let's go ahead and just look at environments while we're here. It looks like there are no new environments, and it also looks like the cost of the environments are still the same. So anyway, that's a cursory glance at everything that's gone out on the outside of the in our kingdom. So for the next video, we're going to be getting into the dungeon itself. As you can see here, the dungeon is a place full of myths and legends. Even in the time of ancestors, tales were told of treasures and monsters. It is definitely not. We're going to be getting into that proper in the next video. This is just intended as an overview of the overall what's going on outside, any changes that have occurred, probably a few that I've skipped over. If you have any comments on the changes that have occurred, or if I missed anything on the outside, again, I'm just kind of skating through here sight unseen. I didn't do any review of this before shooting the video, but if you see anything additional that you want to share that looks really cool, things that you're disappointed with, whatever your response is or your reaction is, feel free to leave a comment here on YouTube, or you can hit me up out on Facebook. Thanks for watching, guys.